Then move on with this news that came out of nowhere. And it literally was one day they have a meet, from what I can gather, they have a meeting and said they tell the students and the staff that you have, first I heard it was until August. And then it's the end of June, and now it's tomorrow. You on some try and be morally right or whatever. And I'm not saying that morally right stuff that King was talking about. Right. That's different. I'm not talking about that, because ain't no way you putting women and the kids in front of water hoses and police dogs, and they don't give a damn. Excuse me. I'm a teacher, and if I'm not teaching your children, people have a right to come and say, "Hey, look, man, you're not doing what I need you to do for my child." But you have to be involved too, right? So you can't tell me as a parent that you're involved, that you're not doing my child right. I need y'all to correlate this to what's going on around here as well. You can't tell me I'm not doing your child right if you're not involved in the child's life on all levels. The issue that it is now is blatant in everybody's face. Yeah. It's blatant in everybody's face. So we're not sitting there talking about what can we do for residents. We don't care nothing about the residents.
Never about the residents.
It's never about the residents. And the issue that people are having that I see, and they still won't let me come down to the council meeting. When I'm out of school, I'm just going to go. Be out of school in a couple weeks. I'm just going to come to one. I don't care.
My bad, family. I had to reset the lives. My bad. I had the lives up. They got tangled up. I had Conspiracy Tuesday and Black Watch, but the brother is here, and let me get back behind the scenes and do my work.
Man, you ain't never behind the scenes, bro. Where you coming from with that? Good morning, family. How y'all doing? First of all, let me acknowledge a couple of people who have transitioned into the ancestral realm. One of them is one of our faithful viewers. Her family is Mr. Lathan Jefferson, who I just really saw last week. And he had since passed away. And so we want to be, give some prayers and lend some love to Miss LaWanna Terry and her family, who is always on and watchful. And y'all hit them thumbs ups if you liking what we doing, for real. Prayers and thoughts and love to her and her family in their time of need and sorrow. And then and she just shows up. Good morning, sweetie. And the other is to my mentor. His name was, we call him Dr. George Moss because this is a very learned man. And he was one of the persons, good morning, Pastor Gaddis. He's one of the persons that I've tried to pattern myself after as a beginning scholar. This brother, not sure how he passed. Family didn't give because he was very practical. He said, if something ever happened to me, don't have a bunch of people lying over the top of me, about this, that, the other. But the people that know me know the truth. And I remember our very first meeting was at what's now called the Gloria Coles Public Library. And there was a book club there. And I want to talk about both of these men, and then we're going to jump into whatever we jump into. And I go in with all of these views and opinions. And he just stood there and he put his, and he would always watch and he'd listen and he put his head on his hands like this. And then he stopped and say, well, okay, those are very good opinions. Where's your facts? And as we got to hang out a little bit, and he stopped me in my tracks right there because you always, I didn't have my had these views from listening to without facts. So for those persons who come on the show and you have your views, if you're not backing them up with facts, this is where I get it from. So I understand this is one of my teachers. And if he told me, he shut me down with this having a viewpoint without having any facts backing up the viewpoint. This is where I get it from. And that made me a better teacher, a better student, all of that. Because it was about having facts. It wasn't about, and they were, oh, well, you're being arrogant because you don't believe anybody else's position. If you have a position and your position is backed up with fact, then we can have that discussion. When we have people come on here and they talk about certain stuff and they don't have it based and backed up in fact, I don't want to hear it. So when people talk about, oh, you getting angry, no, I'm not getting angry. I'll be passionate, but a mere fact that people have come on here with talking about things that they don't have anything based in fact. They don't have anything concrete. Oh, hey man, these commercials, man, you the man, bro. You get us. Does they sending money in? That's what I want to know. We keep on having these commercials pop up.
Yeah, no, they do. It helps.
That man, hey, that's what we talking about. So these two men, Mr. Jefferson, was a very quiet. Everybody, I thought he was soft at first when I first met him. Very quiet, very. No, heck no. There's nothing soft about him at all. Okay. He understood his role and he played his role on the back line of the chessboard, but he was moving all of the pieces. And when I really watched how he operated, I was like, yeah, very quiet, wonderful character. I'm gonna miss him. And my mentor, I'm gonna miss him too. So that just means for us, for me, and for all those of us who were studied under Dr. George Moss, for those of us who studied under Mr. Lathan Jefferson, we got to step up. You don't have the Black Arts Festival in Beecher if it wasn't for Dr. George Moss. You don't even have the small book club that we had here that many of y'all never heard about because it required study. It wasn't coming in reading. We didn't read fluff. We read stuff that was written and laid foundations for Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, and these other learned people. We read those books that came before them. And those all became my teachers as well, whether they were alive or not, because I learned something from them. So for those of you all that may be out there, please make sure that you send prayers and thoughts and love to Miss LaWanna Terry's family. And even if you don't know Dr. George Moss, I know him. Send thoughts and prayers for him as well, because they're both men that are deserving of it. And if there's anybody here that has ever been under the presence of either one, sometime during the course of the break, I want to have lunch with my family or breakfast with my family for 8:10. But we're also going to do a memorial, whether we do a small dinner somewhere for Dr. George Moss, for those of us that are students of his, because you wasn't. He ain't never gonna be a colleague. I'm always be a student. So he is one of which I stand on his shoulders, and there are many of us who were, if we ever came up underneath him, you did. That's for both of those gentlemen. Now, thank y'all for allowing me that moment to talk about those two giant men that I care dearly about, and I had a good relationship with both of them. Not so much so with Moss, because he was traveling quite a bit. He traveled to Africa quite a bit, and we didn't lose touch. It was just, stuff happens. That's still my guy. And same thing with Dr. I'm gonna call him Dr. Jefferson, who I saw a couple weeks ago before this transition happened. Yeah, so that means I gotta, grow up a little bit. All right, and same for everybody else. So, apparently, a lot of stuff has been going on since I left. I was on a bit of a vacation, even though it wasn't a vacation, because I just needed a getaway so I can breathe. Um, See, there you go, Sister Kill. So when we have the lunch or breakfast or whatever it is that I set up, I want you to show up. Okay, please. It'll probably be somewhere close, and it'll be like a Golden Corral or whatever that name of that place is. It change every week. So, but I'll definitely let you know. Okay. Probably during spring break we'll have it, and I would love his students and people who studied up underneath him or whatever to come out and let us break bread and share and keep him alive in our memories, because that means we just got more study to do. Dang, you said 1972. I don't remember how old Dr. Moss was anyway. Okay, so all right. Whew, that was a lot. So there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in the world. Let me preface this by saying this. We are a learned, studied people. Most of the media that will always try and focus on things that will deem us to look negative.
Mhm.
Most people will make sure or think or feel that we're supposed to come and support their causes, but they never come and support our cause. I watched a video or listened to a video where um, there was a discussion about what's going on in the world. And one of the panelists said, I'm going to focus on what we need to focus on here first before I focus on what is going on outside of us. And at first, I wanted to jump in and say, yeah, man, but then I paused and he was absolutely correct. Because if you have a home and you focus on my home, Uncle Mick's home, Sister Kill's home, Brother Carl's home, Sister Yogi's home, Concrete Jungle's home, and your house is a wreck. But yet you want us to be focused on everything else. See, here's the distraction for us. All of this stuff is going on in the world, right?
Mhm.
All of these things that's going on in the world, all these things going on in our community. How are our households functioning? I'm not saying you can't learn about what's going on in Palestine or what's going on over in Gaza or what's going on in Iran or whatever, but is your household taken care of? Hey man, ain't none of y'all hit that like button. Stop playing, or we can just go home because y'all gotta start hitting that thumbs up. Okay, like for real, because that's how, and share it too, because you know we had daylight saving time. I've been gone a week, you know, trying to get myself together. I done lost an hour of sleep, and we gotta grind for the day, and then we gotta come on, y'all hit that thumbs up and share. But why do we want to, or we're asked to, or even forced to have an opinion and a viewpoint about everybody else's stuff that's going on in the world, but yet it's silence, it's crickets and tumbleweed when it comes to us? We don't even worry about making sure that each other is fine. How y'all doing this morning? Before they want to know, what do you think of what's going on over there in the world? can we start to be very clear that the way that this situation is designed is for us to be distracted thinking about everything else other than what's going on in our own homes. And it was all I could do not to jump on and have a view, a learned one, but the brother was absolutely correct. Everybody want us to jump into their fight. And we're clear why. Why? We're the strongest group of people. We went through all of this shit, all of these atrocities, babies being thrown into a pond to feed alligators, lynchings, rapes, all of this other stuff. And we still here and we're still moving through, we're still trying to survive the trauma and everything else. But at the same time, you want us to jump over here with your war and jump over here with your war and jump over here. But ain't nobody said, hey man, how black people doing over there in America? You go talk to them people that deservedly or not, that are going through some stuff because people are making a uninformed decision. And ain't none of those people saying how black folks doing. How black people doing over here in this country. I ain't heard nobody yet. And as much as I wanted to jump on, look, it was what time? 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock this morning? I forgot, we lost an hour or whatever. Okay. And I'm listening to this live and I wanted to jump on, but I had to shut my mouth because he was absolutely correct. Everybody wants us to have a view about what's going on, an opinion about what's going on over there, but yet not take care of what's going on right here. That makes absolutely no sense. My house, I'm over in Uncle Mickey's house. I'm helping his house, him straighten his house up. I'm helping Sister Kill. I'm helping Sister Deborah. I'm sitting over there with Sister Adkins. How you doing, baby? We appreciate that. But I don't see no thumbs up over here on my thing. But it's probably over there on the super producer side.
For sure.
Okay. Everybody house straight, but my house raggedy. And then when folks come to my house, they look, how are you going to say anything, bro, and your house look like this?
But I think, I think a lot of the time that be distractions.
It is an absolute distraction. Can you please tell us what you feel about Palestine? Hey, once again, feel sorry is happening.
No, what I mean by distraction, that's how they go create these wars.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, because you think about it. When when they would talk about the Epstein files, man.
So let me pause that thought.
Right.
So if anybody in here, in this chat, has been involved, and please raise your hand if you involved in that Epstein bullshit. Okay, since I don't see no hands up, why the hell are we worried about that? But yet you're not worried about how your children and your grandchildren are doing in school and in life. That's what I'm talking about. See, you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get exactly. No, I was just saying why why a lot of stuff, but when you look at these wars, look how gas that went up to 340.
Right. Gas it up again.
Food prices
getting ready to go up. Yeah. Right. So, all because whether it be Epstein or whether it be a crooked ass government, or whether it be horrible politicians, whether it be local, state, or national. Mm-hmm. If your house not clean and your garage not straight and the power off or whatever, and we know stuff happens. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But if I'm more worried about chasing what's going on with Epstein, I'm worried about when consumers send me that red letter in the mail. Or the lights flicker.
Yeah, but see, but that's why, you know what I'm saying. You have to look at that, because this all by design, like you just said. When the lights flicker, why would you go start something when you know the people? If you're gonna bring the cost up on the port, the
Because
people
that's
on
the
the
whole
bottom.
point of the exercise, to make money off the people.
Yeah,
That we got to understand that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why they'll tell you, and there's a city ordinance where you can't have chickens, but yet some people do it anyway. So you can have eggs, right?
Right.
But you have to be in a kind of a suburban / rural area, with however that goes. Okay. So now the price of the eggs is back up, and the price of gas is back up again. But you would understand that these clowns that are creating this, which is the reason why this idiot is in office now.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. But
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, to me, like, because what I was watching when I was sitting outside, see, a lot of this is by design, and that's why.
My point.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But see, to me, it's like, because what was we fighting? What was the people fighting back for in the 40s, 50s, and 60s when they fighting for housing? What was the purpose for civil rights?
Right. The purpose for civil rights was, and then that became a distraction, and that fell off. Right.
No, I'm saying, but what was the purpose of it?
The purpose was, here's the purpose, bro. We wanted to show other people that we were equal to them, but yet we didn't understand that what we did was we sold our soul and our children. We sold our spaces away. We sold everything away to sit at a table that somebody else built. Okay. On our backs, that we had the materials, know-how, and knowledge to build our own table. Yes, they did. They destroyed our cities and this and that and other. And they did everything in order to make sure that we were subjugated into the system, this so-called melting pot, where you don't even get a piece. You become subjugated to it.
No, because that's the reason I'm asking that, because what is we doing in 2026?
Not a damn thing. We sitting around there getting the bag. But we ain't getting the bag to do what we supposed to do for our families.
No, because what I mean is what we asking for: better schools, better housing. We still asking for some of the same stuff we was asking for back then. That's the point that I was making. It's like, so like when we get up here, because during that time, how many people did they go send to war during the Vietnam War? Because when you got a people hopeless and helpless, what you think they're gonna do?
And that's the point, is you create a sense of hopelessness, right? Which is the reason why when they talk about integrating schools, they're not really talking about integrating schools, because then you should be shipping white kids over to the school that I teach at. And you're not. And once again, and I see what Concrete Jungle said, is you want to add another group. No, we're not adding another group, because you can't go in there and they add you. Why are you going to add them? Why are we talking about, no, we're going to add the blacks and Latino? No, every group at LBGT, all of them have benefited off of what we suffered in this country. Every group. There's a Korean and a Chinese man who have a discussion, and they even say, if it wasn't for what blacks suffered, that we wouldn't get what we get here. Again, you got an Asian hate bill, you got all of these bills, but you don't got a black hate bill. So how come we don't create our own? Number one, they're not gonna let you. Okay. They're not going to say, well, we're going to let you have a little bit of land where you can build your own. Even with the new club downtown. It's black face, but not black owned. I don't know. I ain't been down there. Apparently it's a very nice place. But you paying whatever. Oh, there we go with another commercial. That's all right. Go ahead on and get that money, bro.
For sure.
Get that money. Man, shoot, hopefully they put in thousands of dollars so that we can be straight.
We ain't went that way.
We ain't got that far yet. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. And this is all I'm saying, people, is white folks, have your view, do your thing, but let me do my thing too. Let me have since you've taken every opportunity away, let me have the same opportunity. But you don't want to do that, because then once we excel at it, then it's a problem. I'll go back to the Olympics. They jumping up and down and screaming and shouting about this white boy who does a backflip. But back in the 90s, there's a sister from France who was clearly African who does a backflip, and they wait and they ban it. But when this white boy does it, they applaud it. That's bullshit. Now, that's just a sport term. She would do it, and she took a medals from her. She should have won competitions, but they don't want to take it away from their little white women who are dancing or whatever, or ice dancing or figure skating or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's figure skating. Come on.
I mean, but you gotta listen. I get what you're saying. That's how I be looking at it, because that's like when I was saying, because how I look at the war and stuff.
I didn't get hot in here. Go ahead on, bro.
Yeah. They got
take my head off.
Yeah, because the way I look at it, I mean, like on a lot of stuff, I'm just, because I look at the Jesse Jackson stuff. I looked at the presidents that showed up, and you see how we were so geek for the presidents to show up. And I don't know how true this is, but I guess Jesse was saying he didn't want them campaigning there.
Yeah.
And I guess somebody mentioned about Trump and this and that. But see, that showed, if it happened, I'm not saying, like I said, I was reading it. This could just be allegedly. But just because Barack came there or Bill Clinton came there, and that's what I get sick of with us as a people. We get caught up when these stars come, and they ain't been and done nothing. It's like we get starstruck because of the president, because it made me think about when, who was it? It was Martin Luther King's wife when she died. Remember, they let the Clintons come, Bill Clinton come, but they didn't want Harry Belafonte to come.
Right.
And you see how we quickly dismiss our own.
Right.
And that's what I'm like, man. And people, it seems like we tend to let people to be up in certain positions that can help, because we keep forgetting about the 95 crime bill. We keep forgetting about how they put dope in the areas.
In the communities, right.
In these communities. And we like, okay, because that's a president, we can let it go. Like, we forget all of this stuff. Then they pick and choose which presidents we supposed to like and which presidents we supposed to dislike.
Yeah, but right. See, but you said the key word is they.
Yeah, because that's what it is.
Right. So if your opinion and your views are not based in fact, why are you listening to what somebody else has because they base upon emotion?
Because that's how you gonna get it. You look at it because who they giving the most time to.
Okay.
Just think about it. We get to see more sellouts than we see people standing on business.
Right.
Because they don't want to show that.
Right.
And I was looking at it, and that's what I'm saying. We so geek, like we be looking at like I say, I be tripping. It still comes back. I remember watching it. If somebody put the clip out, it was when Meghan McCain, she was talking about bragging on J. Edgar Hoover.
Right.
And then, but with Whoopi and what's her name? Damn, it's coming across her name. The other black lady on there. I think she damn, I be it's on the tip of my tongue. God damn, but she'll sell out. Sonny Anderson.
Okay.
Is that Sonny Houston or something? Sonny, I gave the wrong one. Sonny Houston, I think that's who it is, the black lady.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, well, people got mixed emotions. They started COINTELPRO. Just go look.
But see, what people don't do is study.
Yeah.
What people only want to do is have a view based upon a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
My position is this. You have to study, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm Sonny Houston, somebody said.
Yeah, that's why I put it up. Thank you.
We have to study. Somebody, Carl Lewis said, watch your language. All right, Uncle Carl, we got you. But you know how my tongue get loose, so you already know. No, so that ain't, and I ain't seen y'all in a week or two, so it might get a little hot up in here before we get out.
No, brother, because I watched it. I watched how they set up. It was the one brother when they killed Fred Hampton.
Right.
Did you know that the dude that they set Fred Hampton up with, he got caught stealing cars?
Right.
I just watched it on X this morning, talked about how he went in there. He admitted to it because they did a documentary. Uh-huh. He admitted to it where he did give him some stuff, some concoction that had him sleeping.
Yeah, he was sleeping, so they didn't even know that he can't make it right.
At a house.
Yeah.
This is what they did. And you know what we look at? We ain't seeing how they went and killed people because they just wanted to educate their people. They was talking about the oppression that was still going on. And we wonder, that's why I say we wondering why now you got leaders. You only got one or two that's really standing on business. But you got people, man, they would knock you down. Look at Medgar Evers.
But see, here's the thing. In every organization that we've ever had, we've always had a sellout in it. We've always had somebody that goes right back, and somebody just mentioned it, to the Willie Lynch syndrome, where I'm going to go back and tell Massa what it is that you're doing. And they make sure. And it's the sad part for us is the fact that they look like us. They set up Malcolm. They set up King. They set up Marcus Garvey. They set up everybody. There's been no organization. They've been in the nation. There've been no organization that we have not been a part of that we don't have a sellout in. And it's not that I'm concerned, because I know there's going to be somebody that's going to come in and want to be part of when we start doing our citizens council, and because all we want to do is inform the citizens. All we want people to do is to know. All we want people to do is whatever candidate in whatever region that we have, what do they call them? Wards. Whatever ward that we have, whatever the candidates are, we want you all to get a real clear view of who it is that you're dealing with, so you're informed when you vote, or if you vote, or if you choose not to. That's all. I'm not here trying to talk about starting to turn over no government or whatever, even though people need to be fed. Right? Even though we know people are starving. People need to be educated. But where we sitting at today, though, right now, where most of us sitting at? They're not on here, unless you listen to us while you in church or mosque or whatever, and you getting fed that way. Because you're gonna get way more food that way than what you're gonna get in the morning talking to most of these people that ain't talking about nothing. Gonna take an hour and a half for two scriptures, and they ain't said nothing yet because they put a story behind it and it don't even mean nothing. Yeah. Okay, all right, Miss Palomino. Okay.
No, I was looking at it. I got some. I'm gonna put up. It said "Watch Judas and the Black Messiah," great movie about facts. Facts, because that's what I was looking at. But I was watching the document. I mean, it was like the trailer of it, where the guy was talking about it. He was like what he did, but we don't see nothing like that because they, like I said, they have it like evil is fair. Like we killed. Like I told you, ain't nobody mad about the president bringing in drugs. No. Nobody get mad. You know what you get taught? Well, you shouldn't have did it.
Well, and that's the thing. But see people in their lack. Well, see, what's the phrase in y'all holy book that y'all listen to, that y'all read? You don't really read it. You let somebody else interpret it for you.
Right.
But it says, "My people perish for the lack of knowledge." They were talking about that comes from God. That comes from God, not Jesus. It comes from God. And it's not even about, because you can't even get to talking about what you think and feel about God until you understand what you think and feel about yourself. So as above, as is below. Ye are gods unto God.
Man,
okay.
I got one. I know I shared it on my.
All right. So we have to be very clear that take care of our home. If you come to my house, I got a bunch of books in the middle of the floor that I've got to figure out to get over to some other. So maybe I'll take them over, totem books, and let them have them over there, because they're no longer needed in my house. And they ain't books on African situated. They books that other books. Some of them might be a few textbooks that I don't need or whatever, but they ain't written by folks that look like me. How they going? Period. Some of them I will go back through and keep because they might have some other information there. But some of them ain't got nothing to do with us building community and building better people and building better that look like us. Let's take care of us first. You can have a view and opinion, but I'll be damned if I fight about what the hell's going on over in Iran when I got kids that I'm gonna see tomorrow morning that ain't eat, or the bullshit breakfast that they give them, or the bullshit lunch that we give them. Why am I gonna argue about, well, what you think about what's that? I don't. Because if you ask any of them, they don't. Even if we go to the gas station, hey man, what do you think about what's going on with black people? Ask them that and see what response you get. Ask them, because there ain't no black-owned gas stations around here. We don't own none of them. The ones we tried to own, then guess what? You have silent legislation against you to make sure that you don't profit like everybody else does. I'm gonna say this again. Leila Harvey McGee and her husband tried to open up a meat market over there on Lippincott. When they didn't sell alcohol in it, that damn place didn't stay open 6 months. When it was formerly owned by somebody else, it stayed open until those persons exhausted the funds from that community over there by Stewart School. It's right there on Lippincott. Yeah, Lippincott. It's still there. I think it was called the Village Meat Market or something like that. But when they stopped selling alcohol in there and cigarettes and a bunch of other shit that would kill people, guess what? It closed down. It wasn't open 6 months. The community was so doped up, drunk, and hypnotized that they didn't even go into to understand what these people were trying to do. First time I was introduced to thick sliced turkey bacon. I ain't never seen them before. And it didn't matter that they charged a little bit more for eggs. I was very clear that they were independent and they needed the support. But the community that when it was under drugs and alcohol and a bunch of other bullshit didn't support it. This is how we do it.
But sometimes I'm gonna say this too with our own blood. I'm just not. Sometimes we rub people the wrong way, and we have to admit that ourselves. That's why a lot of time we don't support, because people forget they don't support people. So I'm not gonna just, you know what I'm saying. And the system might have did it, but I've seen plenty of times with our own in our own community, we'll look down on each other.
Yeah.
And that be part of it too.
Yeah,
come and we be thinking we the smartest out the bunch. And like I said, until you can destroy this little little Timu Boule clan here, you ain't gonna never become successful. Because to be honest with you, it's more hate amongst the people who really know what's going on. Right. And let's call a spade with that. Right. The ones who so-called in the know, they don't even want to bring up the people who don't know. Right. I can tell you that right now. Yep. Just seeing the organizations around here. Yeah. You see the people who still want to hold on to power, but they not bringing the next ones up. Yep. And I'm going all of them. All the whole little Boule clan. I watch all of them.
I completely agree. And here's the issue that we're having is, are you from Georgia? Go ahead on. Appreciate that. Spread the word down there to them country ass people too. They need to kick with us. All right. Then wake their ass up and let them get a dose of the hot chocolate brothers or whatever you want to call us, so that they can get a taste of what's happening. And we ain't looking down on them because I got family down there. All right. Okay. So that's part of the greatest part of the issue. And I even see that with the organizations that I was just hanging out with, right? Mm-hmm. Now, my position is always, I want somebody that, if I'm doing something, whatever, even the Citizens Council, it's grooming young people. And here's the lie that we give about young people. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. They don't want to sit and have meetings. You got to learn how an organization works. No matter what, if we can go and have fun and be doing our thing, whatever. But guess what? There's still natural order to some things about how they're going to move. Mm-hmm. And that singularity, that singular mindset was created on purpose so that we don't look out for each other. Okay, Sister Kill, they have They have I've got mine, you got to get yours mentality.
That's what we're not talking about. I mean, that's what we scared to talk about.
Right.
No, I'm just saying that's what's really going on.
Yeah.
Like I tell you with this once again, you got the blacks is split, right? You got this one group is with this crew, and this group with this person, and you got everybody else. Don't you think if they had more people, if they had the whole city involved in getting voting, some of these people that's in wouldn't get in?
All right. Well, I mean, because that, but see, once we people are clear, even the ones that are not coming back and the other people coming, and the new folks, whoever you are, I want you to come and be on the show and let us talk. I want you to be given honest view and opinion about the reason why you're running for a position. And I don't care whether it's first ward to ninth, I don't give a damn. It ain't just about seventh ward. It ain't just about fourth ward, whatever. It's every ward. What is it? And we want to hold you accountable. And that's the issue, is people don't want to be held accountable. I just want to look, I'm running for the third ward or fifth ward or seventh ward. Why? Okay, why are you running? Why are you running? What are you doing this for? And then how can we get in touch with you to make sure that if you don't, now we understand political bullshit. Let's be clear, because you got to play the game, which is the reason why I'm not running. I love y'all, but I'm not running because I don't play games when it comes to people. I don't play games when it comes to how children are being treated. I don't play games when I know that the certain people that are graduating are not graduating. They don't know shit when they walk across the stage.
Terrible.
Okay. And then when they get into these colleges and they fail because of people that are on the colleges that are in colleges. And I saw this at Michigan State when I was going down there getting my teaching degree, help put the program together. And the state's position was, well, when we bring these urban children in, saying, okay, y'all listen to the switch of voice. When we bring these urban children in, then they can't really do very well in the system in which we have them in. And then when I'm dealing with the brothers and sisters down there, let's put something in place. So then when they come in, you help them learn how the system operates, and they drop the ball because there's a lot of work.
Facts.
Because then you were very clear that something wasn't processing coming from high school to college. And there was a bunch of skills that were lacking. And it wasn't even about code switching, because I'm really good at that. Damn, we got another commercial. Yeah, I love it. Hey, man, sure. Get paid, baby.
No, you know, everybody commercials hit different. Like, I ain't on mine, so each phone gonna hit different, so you ain't got to stop. Yeah, because whoever listens, all of them don't hit at the same time. Okay. That's the thing. And what happened? That particular Black student organization, I don't even know if it exists anymore. And that's sad. But I'm just saying, that's why I blame us. It's like, we get caught up into some stuff. And reason I want to go off into that, because I want to segue into what happened to Jasmine Crockett. And I think I shared the page when her brother broke it down. Our problem is we not fighting on, why is we scared to campaign to our own people? To our own cause. Because then it looks like if you campaign to your cause and you're being racist, but we don't have any power. So when people say, well, brother, you're a racist. No, I'm pro my race. You damn right. Just say everybody else should be. And I'm not knocking that. Be pro your race. Right. But don't have an opinion or a view about what's going on in mine. Or you think that I should come running to yours, to your causes, and you won't come running to mine. Because that's the point that I'm saying. If you go look at the Democratic Party, look what they're running on. Immigration. Same bullshit. It's a bunch of damn lies. Yeah, same-sex gender, all that stuff. It's like, no, well, we listen, and that's what I'm thinking. It's like, and that's what our people picking up on. That's what Jasmine Crockett, if you go look at, you had over 900-some thousand blacks who didn't get out and vote because you didn't have a message that signaled to them. Okay, so now, this is, once again, that's the same thing that goes across the board. Yeah. What's the message that somebody's going to have that's going to say, hey, look, this is what I'm coming to run in the 7th Ward for Now, I'm not in a circle. I don't want to be in a circle because I don't like the dirt and the bullshit because I'm going to call you on it. But
wherever this new brother is, that's if y'all know him, send him this way so he can get his ass on here so we can see whether he's a viable candidate. I want to know whether if you're going to be running in my ward where I live and have been there for damn near all my life, then why the hell should I pick you? Same thing with Candace. Why the hell are you there? Because you ain't coming and say, look, I'm knocking on your door to talk to you. And you should, because I've been there the longest, goddammit.
But I see who Candace is controlled by. I went to the meeting yesterday.
Oh, see?
Oh, you missed it. You missed a hell of a meeting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Neely showed up. Flint Neighborhood United.
Oh, damn.
The mayor was there. The state rep was there. The 7-4 council president, Candace, was there. Judy was there. Mike Clack showed up.
Man.
Governor Larry showed up.
You didn't broadcast it?
You know they don't want, but I got to record Neely though when he was talking. I got
to record.
And then I did try to tell him to come on the show. He told me no, but he did come on camera and we shook hands.
Okay. You in?
Yeah. No, what I saw though there, I see who running Candace.
Right. So let me Miss Atkins. Racism or racist is a construct, a social construct that's political meanings based upon power, and we don't have it. Damn, I missed yesterday. I should have tried to come home Friday.
Yeah, no,
because I'd have been I'd have been cutting up.
Oh man, you would have cut because you know what it was doing. It wasn't no but campaign, and I ain't mad. But see what I saw, what I did look at. And what kind of threw me off when I ain't gonna say it threw me off. I listened to the fella from Candace neighborhood ward. And I ain't talking about the black side neither. When he came and said, yes, we got something supposed to be tomorrow. They writing the ordinance up about abandoned houses. And my thing is, what about when the blacks was coming down there saying something about the abandoned houses? Oh, now Candace, this ordinance finna be wrote. And she didn't say like she wasn't, we sat down. It was more him doing the talking. And that's when I looked at. No, it was a white guy that was from
in the 7th Ward.
Yeah, and he
was
Who is he? Who? I can't. He said this now. I can't remember. It's on the. I ain't get to record. I wish I could go record, but I got somebody talking to somebody that maybe.
Yeah, I'm wondering. We need to know who this dude is because
he said his name and he was just talking about the abandoned houses, and I was looking at the other people. But what about when we was coming to council on the north side? And then you never really heard no talk about the north side.
No, of course not, because that's a part of town that they're trying to eliminate.
Yeah, you never hear nothing. They talking about, I was listening to, they was talking about downtown, the farmers market, but I never hear nothing.
It's that master plan we've been talking about.
And that's what but guess who was doing the talking, praising it? People that look like me and you.
Yeah, of course. Why? Because we're getting butter on our hands.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, until we can get us to get our community, because every other community got theirs together. Even though everybody ain't perfect, you're gonna see every community gonna have they downfall.
Yeah, because like you say, we got a Latinx, but we ain't got a black X. We ain't got an Africa X.
Yeah, but that's on us.
Right, it is on us. Yeah. But here's the other part about that. I don't care who run it.
Right.
Let's do it.
Right.
And it's not about, well, I read more books than you. I know more than you. Kind of sort of is, but kind of sort of not. Because the whole point of the exercise is start it and let it develop from there. What's the concept? What's the idea? Over there in the Latinx, I'm quite sure they teach Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure that they have little parties for the people that are of Spanish descent that they, want to celebrate. They celebrate their culture and their heritage. Mm-hmm. We don't even do our own shit during Black History Month, during Kwanzaa.
But look how they give it to us. I mean, like we didn't. A lot of the stuff they done made it
water,
corporate.
Water.
They watered it down.
Yeah, because I didn't get invited to no Kwanzaa celebrations this year.
You did?
This year, nope. And that's cool. That's fine because I know who put them on, and I know they ain't worth shit. I didn't even get invited to Saginaw. They have people up there that ain't studied a damn thing and don't know shit, put on talking about Kwanzaa principle. Where you been studying from? And say, maybe that's my hard line.
Facts.
And I could be wrong. It's 2 left shoes and they too small and too tight.
anything. But you could be right.
But if you don't come from, see, we are people that come from scholarship. So why is it that when we have these celebrations, even with Dr. Karanga, it wasn't him that created it. It was another woman that created it. It was a woman that created it, that created the idea of Kwanzaa. He just took it over.
But how you gonna get invited? But ain't some of it brotherhood is the principles of it?
And see, that's the thing. People want to be, see me. Look at me. Look what I'm doing. Remember when you saw your kids, when your kids was little, and they wanted you to watch them just turn circles?
Yeah.
And just stand there, oh, yeah, baby, that's nice. No, don't show me that shit. I don't want to see that. That's dumb. My kids knew that about me. Like, oh, you really can turn a circle? Oh, okay, that's nice. And I don't want to see that.
No, I get what you're saying, because I see a lot of stuff too. Oh, I forgot. Sis Audrey was there too yesterday. But
okay,
but what I do see and did speak, like I said, she one of the few that really be speaking up on what's really going on from the community. I can't say that. So I see a lot of shucking and jiving.
Right.
When I go to them meetings, I'm gonna just be honest.
Yeah,
I see a lot of shucking and jiving.
Right.
A lot of shucking and jiving. And it'd be like, it's sad. Even from your school board president, shucking and jiving.
Bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you see the condition that's going in, like, the one guy that would be throwing the jaw, he running for 5th Ward too. Yeah, to be there. Yeah, he's running for 5th Ward.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, look,
like
we want to invite these people here.
Yeah,
okay. We want to invite these people on the show, whether they come on Sunday or Tuesday. Sunday, we'll have more time till I'm out of school. On Tuesday.
We got a good one right here, Brother Elliott. This from Denise Cousins. She said they got that land zone reversed for the building plan for Latinx. If things got planned and went to zoning commission, the same thing could happen on the north end. Sure, the map is changed on east. I mean, because the people might be in on their friends, brothers, and in-laws. Because y'all got to remember, all these people on the zoning commission, you got to be cool with certain people to get stuff done.
Right.
Because allegedly, we was, like I said, allegedly, this was at council. I'm going to just throw this out a little tidbit in case you might have missed it. That we heard from the councilwoman was saying that the HR, people was getting in trouble if certain grants wouldn't, allegedly wouldn't getting to people that whoever running it wanted their people to get it. Now, so when you going through stuff like, so what do you expect? So yeah, I can understand Latinx probably got that. Who are they cool with?
Right.
For them to go ahead where they say, listen, we're going to change that.
Right. And if you see the state rep over there, but you don't see the state rep somewhere else at any other place.
Yeah, you gotta understand that.
But okay, so then how do we fix that?
I don't know how you fix it.
How do we fix it?
A 400-year-old problem? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Matter of
fact, we have a 400-year-old problem. Run that clip and then we're gonna finish this out.
I don't get it. And this ain't from here. Let me get it right. Let me just put this up here for y'all, family. This is not here. But let me put this up. I don't want people to be like, oh, Mickey didn't all this. Oh, hold up. Let me get it right for y'all. Let me break it down. It's a good one.
All right, Miss Atkins, you're absolutely right.
It's a good one right here. Let me just show you something. This is what happened in another spot. Don't hate the messenger.
Okay, no, we got to learn what's going on.
Let me tell you this. Hold on, let me get this together. I'm gonna play it for y'all, but this was happening in apartheid South Africa at this time. So I want to just get it here for y'all.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let me go and get ready to play this video for y'all. Hold on 1 second.
Africans get so wealthy. South Africa is the most unequal society in the world. And it freaks me out how many South Africans complain about BEE, or they say 30 years of democracy, isn't that enough for you? In exactly that accent. And how little most South Africans know about economic apartheid, how far colonial and apartheid governments went to lift up white people and suppress people of color for hundreds of years. Your parents may have worked hard, very hard, But the paler their skin, the more they benefited from extraordinary government economic aid. So let's start in 1910, when the Union of South Africa was formed. Literally, the country was invented for the first time, and government policies affected everybody in the country. The Second South African War had just ended. It was between the Brits and the Boers, and the Brits won. But they wanted to unite all white people together, especially Afrikaners, because they'd been fighting each other and killing each other for years. And so immediately, they made it that no people of color could vote. Instantly, unite the white people, only they can vote, only they can control the making of the new country. Then in 1913, the Land Act made it illegal, impossible for black people to own land outside of reserves. That meant 93% of all land in South Africa was only available to white people. Then, in the early 1920s, poor white Afrikaners protested that most of big industry was dominated by British companies, and those companies were hiring skilled black workers over them. In response, the government funded enormous public works programs, like building the Hartbeespoort Dam, and they only hired poor white workers. They literally made programs to make jobs for poor white, particularly Afrikaner workers. Also, in 1925, the Wage Act made a minimum wage for white workers, but not black workers. And the government offered incentives to companies applying for tenders. The more white workers you employ, the more likely you are to win work. Let's jump to 1948, when the National Party returns to power and formalizes apartheid for the very first time. And the first thing they do is direct massive funding to social programs and welfare grants for poor white people, and slashed funding for people of color across the board. In the 1950s and 60s, the apartheid government fixed black people's pensions, which meant that as inflation increased, the value of those pensions got less. At the same time, white people's pensions increased dramatically.
Make sure you send that to me when you get
I
chance.
sure will.
Okay. So then that very same system, which is no different than what happened in Nazi Germany, who do you think they learned it from?
That's the point I've been trying to make.
Okay, so all y'all sit around here thinking that this is the new thing from over here. This is a new thing. No, the hell no. Started with the framers of the Constitution here. Listen, hold on. Let me pull this other book up for y'all since we book looking. All right.
I just sent it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate that. Let me get this other book.
I got some more stuff for you too.
Come on, man. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you sitting up here and we looking at this, and don't forget, this is the problem when we said, okay, he just brought 50 families over.
Right. So there's the name of this book. It's called The Nation That Never Was, Reconstructing America's Story by Kermit Roosevelt. Yeah, Roosevelt III. And the premise of the book, and I'm going to get it, is what Trump is doing now is the same damn thing that the framers of the kind. This reason why when people get on arguing about this, about we got right. No, the fuck we don't have the same right. It was never meant that.
I've been trying to tell you. That's why when you see them hollering about, listen, I could pull up other videos when they didn't want listen. It was the reason for white flight. No, that's what you see.
Right. That was the whole point of the exercise.
Right.
It says in the handwritten part of the Constitution, not the printed part where they could change it. The handwritten part, the indigenous savages. For those of y'all that want to be indigenous, because you don't want to deal with slavery and you don't want to deal with what that happened, they talking about your ass too. 100 million people were here. I don't care whether you say we were black. I don't care what the hell you say. I don't care if I'm Cherokee, I'm not black. I don't give a damn. They killed you too. And they put you on reservations where you can get diseases and die. Let's be clear.
See, because I don't even want to pull this up right here. I got another one in the 1960. ADL's National Discrimination Director, Harold Braverman, told a black audience at Fisk University in Tennessee that black people who support black business are anti-Semitic because supporting black businesses hurt the profits of Jewish business owners in black areas.
Whether it be Jews, whether it be any other group.
Yeah.
If we don't, what the hell? We got to support y'all too. Everything in the world, from the beginnings of the Nile all the way to the end of the Nile, You created everything there, and then over here in this, under the most horrible conditions ever created for black people to ever live, we created stuff that everybody benefits from.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just saw this young man from South Africa talking about how they got that shit from the United States. Hitler got his ideology from the United States. Now, not disrespecting other groups of people and your plight. And we're sorry that the Holocaust happened. But you ain't sorry for 100 million fucking people that happened over here. Oh, we're sorry that black people went through that. You ain't said that, and you ain't gonna say it. So if we don't matter to nobody else, why the hell are we running into everybody else's fight? Their house is dirty. Let them clean their own house up. You saw the picture where they showed that highway divided the shanty town from the rich part of South Africa. And just because they elected Nelson Mandela as the president didn't mean shit. Nothing at all. We got another commercial. Here you go. That didn't mean anything at all. And we want to jump up and down like that's a win. No, it wasn't. The win was what the Panthers was doing. The win was what Malcolm was doing. The win was what King was doing in his later years.
And that's like I said, all you gotta do is go look with Jagger Hooper. I'll have it for y'all Tuesday when he said to stop the rise of a black messiah.
Listen, and I got to find that book because I have it on my shelf unless somebody borrowed it.
For sure.
There's a book called COINTELPRO.
Mm-hmm.
And Brother Mickey's mentioned it before. I mentioned it before as well. That talks about what he said. There was a policy. Now, people want to say he was black. Well, I don't give a damn. But if your policy was to exterminate black folks and the rise of not just the Messiah, but the rise of black people, period, and the policy set in place by the FBI and other agencies was to make sure that happened, why the hell are we running to clean somebody else's house? Because we used to be around somebody. We used to be in Massa. Massa, we sick.
That's what I've been, like I said, I've been looking at a lot of stuff. I've been kind of doing a little baby research. I ain't gonna say I've been off into it, but I've been pulling up little things and stuff been coming across. I've been looking at the books, watching stuff where they give you the books that you can go look at this stuff.
That's but we don't want to do that.
See, not for this time, order me some more books because reason what got me studying it. Do you understand that and it's not us. I love to see when they talking it.
Right.
Do you understand? They trying to make this a holy war. They trying to say
this is a holy war.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, and this what I be getting frustrated with people. When you looking at when they go into the Bible, and like I say, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I tell people, go back and watch Tucker Carlson video. Look, I got a better one. Deborah, I'm gonna send it to you, man. She sent me a hell of a video. You go look at when about January 6th. Tucker Carlson was interviewing one of the people. Dude, it's gonna have you looking at it different. It seemed like they allowed that to happen. And this was from one of the people that was doing it. He go to tell you how the police was in on it. It's like, ain't nothing, I wouldn't be surprised. But I still don't say they shouldn't have went to jail because, listen, if y'all was that damn foolish to let somebody convince y'all to go storm the Capitol, they allowed y'all to go do this.
Man, listen. So if we can't understand that that's something that was done that was unprecedented.
Yeah.
And then they want to get mad at the police officer who shot and killed somebody, which I would have as well, because I'm going to defend my life. I don't know what you're going to do. You come in here with weapons.
Yeah, but I'm going to send this video. You watch this video. They was doing a lot of other things. But see, what people forget, let's go back to the gangs. And I know you might have heard this, you might have not, Brother Elliott, but who you think was causing a lot of the Bloods and the Crips to fight?
Oh, man, of course.
You don't think COINTELPRO was on that?
Absolutely. The government is going to always have its hands and eyes and ears inside a community that I formerly owned, and I still own you. I just saw something yesterday on my news feed that there's an unprecedented number of people who are trying to leave this country.
Yeah. The rich ones who got money that can go.
So when the young man that became the mayor of New York,
Mandani.
Okay, sorry, I messed his name up. And as soon as he was elected, 800,000 people left New York City.
But you let me break this back down. We forgot about white flight.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
absolutely.
basically what that was.
Yeah.
And they don't want to admit what it was because they feel he's a socialist. That's what I'm saying. You got people who got money.
Right.
That can't stand. That's why I be saying them decisions are being made in DC are not by them. They don't have poor people in mind.
No. And this is what I'm going to go back to this. I got to make sure my house is clean before I can come over your house and help you clean your house.
Facts.
But I don't need you to sit on your ass and I start to clean up. Because why am I going to come and help you clean up your house and you just sitting there waiting on me to come? All of these people that are supposed to be running for awards and this and that and other and whatever, they need to be on the show. And they need to understand, or to have a forum where we can come and talk to y'all. So and not that bullshit that we went to where we just introducing ourselves as candidates. Kiss my ass. So if that happens again, they're going to have the police there because they're going to throw me out. They're not going to arrest me. They don't have a reason because it's peaceful protest. And it's my First Amendment rights, even though the Constitution is bullshit. But I'm going to use it. Because we do have a right to ask you questions. And first and foremost, if it's just to introduce the candidates, we don't need y'all because you're on bullshit. And the people that set it up, y'all on bullshit too.
Right. That's why I don't even like dealing with them, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But we want you all,
Facts.
For those of y'all who may know who these people are, to come and sit on the show and let us have a conversation. I'll even sit in a pink chair. Hold on, let me slide over. I'll sit in a pink chair. Now, that's going to piss off baby girl. But, whatever. I'll sit in the pink chair. Let y'all have the black chair. But come on the show so we can have a conversation. We're not trying to destroy your aspirations. We just want to be clear about what it is that you're going to bring to wherever it is. And we want to make sure that you're going to understand that you're going to be held accountable. That's all.
Yeah, because I'm
don't be laughing at me, Yogi, about this pink chair.
Yeah, because I'm upset with Candace to be, but I'm always I'm
Candace
with her
is
politics.
A bullshitter.
Yeah, with her politics. Because I see how she act with the white part of the South Side, and I see how she act with the black part of the South Side. On like she's a yes boss, we sick boss, no boss.
Yeah.
Why you ain't doing that with the blacks? But you guess where she gonna be trying to go at to the over there on the black side to get the vote? Because she might, like I said, I hope that brother Darrell make her earn her money.
Who
running? Yeah.
Well, I want him to come on the show. Come on, bro. Wherever you are, if y'all know that brother, tell him to come on. Come on. Who knows, baby?
You know, that's you dealing with that boule clue,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Till we can get them out. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna stay on their head because it's the bourgeoisie.
Right.
That you know what I'm saying? They family. Y'all see them around y'all. Y'all just scared to call them out. Y'all see them every day.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that if I had been there yesterday, that folks wouldn't have. Yeah, I would have got it. I don't care nothing about that.
I know you don't.
I don't care nothing about that.
Y'all
but
be
I'm
going
gonna tell you
to
what. Go ahead on and ignore me. You see how much I'm gonna dig in your ass more.
Right. Oh, it would have been. Look, and it was packed. You know, she might would have said, "You ain't never late, Felicia." You would have. And thank you for tapping in, beloved. No, you would have. You would have had her. She would have been sitting there like she was picking cotton.
Mm-hmm.
But she'd have been there picking cotton. You probably could have caught her. Yes. Like I say.
So I'm gonna say this again. I mean, cut you off. My apologies, bro.
Go ahead.
If y'all know the people, I don't care. We want them to come on the show. Okay. And as it gets closer to election time and we don't have restraints for school, and then that means Tuesday we even more free, they can come on Tuesday too. I want them to come on here. We're inviting you all. to come on the show and let us have a discussion about what your position is. I don't give a shit about you putting it on social media. Because if you're right, we'll support you. But we also gonna hold you accountable. Now, we know certain people think that they're above it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We know we may not ever get Candace on here. I hope we do. I doubt it because we know whose bed she lay in. She already shown that because she didn't even come and knock on. It's no different than when Ananish was running and I saw his bullshit and I called him out. They don't even go by his house. And that's fine. So I called him on some bullshit.
Caught him.
And his whole campaign crew, they would walk by my street. But come on over and let us have a very clear, open discussion about what it is that you bring to the table that's going to help the people that you're trying to represent. And that's all I'm saying. And for those of y'all that are out there that know these people, I don't care if you call. You didn't call me. I don't care nothing about putting my number up there, but just don't being on weird shit because you will get cussed out. I will cuss your ass out if you call me on some old dumb shit. You can call me talking about some stuff that makes some sense. I will call you, and then if I trace the number and there's a way to do it, I will find out where you live at, and I will come and bust your ass for being on some stupid shit.
Facts.
I've been gone, so my tongue is a little loose. Sorry about y'all. If your ears are a little virginal this morning, you'll be all right.
Well, they didn't listen. They done went and heard the same story about Jesus over 100,000 times,
right?
And your pastor ain't doing nothing what he telling you Jesus did. That's the trick right there,
man.
All the stuff Jesus done. And you,
what would Jesus do? Ain't nothing about what you motherfuckers are doing.
All right, y'all go. They telling y'all, listen. Listen. This the real one right here. These preachers is preaching contrary to what the Bible says.
They ain't talking about nothing nothing other than sucking you dry.
Right. I done seen more preachers being scandals.
Yeah,
in the last 3 years.
Man, but that's all they own.
Last 3 year scandals where everybody know a preacher getting paid.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, even down, I ain't trying to be funny. Y'all, like I said, they making, if it told you a mystery Babylon, you know what they're going to tell you? It's some Babylon, some far down the road. They won't even look on what's going on here.
Right.
I'm telling you, they can go read if they throw away they ain't with the New Testament, the Old Testament.
No, they don't do the
Testament.
Old Testament.
Why they don't do the Old Testament? Because the Old Testament, God was knocking things down.
Well, see, they don't do
against the grain.
Here's the bullshit lie that they tell you. The Old Testament was history. The New Testament is important. Is most important because when Jesus came, there was a different covenant. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it's what? No, it's not. No, it's not. The stories changed because it's been manipulated to change.
Hell yeah.
And okay, so for those of you all who just only believe in one book, that's part of the problem because you didn't even read that book.
Then it was stuff that was kept out. Your book, you might only got 66.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got what about the other 72?
Books. Right. You had another 66, 72 books that were pulled out of it because what we talk about on Tuesdays, Constantine.
Right.
And I ain't studying that either.
And what about the Council of Nicaea? What about them 32 scholars?
Right.
What they took out. Like I said, Jesus didn't even call it Christianity.
No, it was called Christianity later on.
Right.
People don't even understand where that where that word come from, where the elucidation of that word come from.
Right.
And it means the perfect black one.
Right. And they would get that book, get the book, Council of Nicaea. Brother Elliott is the older, the first one.
Yeah,
the one I got, but they got the revised, still got the same stuff. Did you know they was having a beef because they was called the Arians about Jesus' birthright? Go read the book while y'all sitting up here saying they even had problems on. You had certain ones.
Yep.
The Illuminated, you had certain different factions couldn't even agree. That's why you got the different denominations
over and over and over again. Right.
Yeah.
Because
you had
the the Roman Catholic Church,
Yep.
and then you got the Church of England, and then you
Mhm.
got the Lutheran Church, and all
Mhm.
because they couldn't agree. But guess what they did support?
Mhm.
And we're gonna leave on this note.
Facts.
They supported slavery, each and every one of them. So for all y'all that believe in that bullshit, go back and research what your shit is. I'm not saying don't believe in God, but go back and research where it come from. Even Pentecostal, Protestants, all of it. And all protest. Protestant, the key word of that is protest. But they all supported slavery. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all read chapter 2 of James Baldwin, The Fire next time, because we didn't get the book club. Okay, it's the book, and we're gonna talk about his religious experience and how he saw the fact that he was, being converted like everybody else to Christianity, but he saw all the degradation in the neighborhood in which we lived: pimps, hustlers, prostitution, degradation, drug users. But yet the church is preaching something different, and that changed and opened his eyes. And on that note, fam, peace.
Peace.